Here are the 5 pillars of the carnivore diet. You have heard of it. You see so many people, oh, I feel so energized, oh, I feel so amazing, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I lost 50 pounds, or I don't know if that's a big number, I use metric. You hear, oh, I lost my depression and whatnot. But to be fair, there are versions of the carnivore diet in each you will most probably not get those benefits. A lot of people have been doing the carnivore diet, or at least a version of it, for a bunch of months, and they don't feel all of those benefits, or at least the ones they were looking for. And I'm here to tell you that there are 5 things that you cannot really miss if you want to have mostly optimal results. I mean, you might have transcendental results with something, a 6 pillar, but I'm talking feeling great, which is 100% guaranteed to be better than you already has felt all of your life if you've never tried it. So, number 1, everybody is going to eat protein. And, oh, I'm on the carnivore diet, I eat steaks every single day. So, you grab a lean steak. No, it will not work, because it's just one of the pillars. That piece of meat has no fat, and fat is another pillar. You need fat. All of your hormones depend on fat. And are you worried about cholesterol? All of your hormones depend on cholesterol. You want to have as high cholesterol as possible to feel your best. People with high longevity who give birth to beautiful children have high cholesterol. People who naturally have high testosterone have high cholesterol because they eat a lot of animal fat. And there is a third pillar, raw. What? Raw? Yeah, your protein, as in your red meat, let's imagine we're talking about beef. If you cook it 5%, you destroyed 5% of the nutrition. If you cook it 10%, if you cook it 50%, most people cook meats until it's unrecognizable as its natural form. Meat that is naturally pinkish, reddish, now becomes brown. What you're not eating is a bunch of micronutrients. That's why a lot of bodybuilders, for example, or sports people, end up needing to consume a bunch of supplements with creatine, with taurine, things that are already in your steak if you eat it raw. So yeah, raw is another pillar. Fourth pillar, collagen, or we can call it connective tissue, skin, whatever. Your gut microbiome feeds off of undigestible food. If you cook your meats like you sear them, you have about 90% of your steak is still 100% raw, and those 10% that you overcooked, although it has a bunch of carcinogens, sure, but it's so indigestible and that because your body cannot absorb it for nutrition, it will go and be treated somewhat like connective tissue, ending up in your gut to be fermented by your gut buddies for them to feed on. So yeah, you don't have to consume seeds or a little bit of salad or something to feed your biome, or berries or whatever. No, nothing of that. You don't need to consume anything from the plant or fungi kingdom to feed your gut buddies. But you do need to feed them on something indigestible. And collagen, connective tissue is a way to do that. And finally, how do you say in English? Last but not least, histamine. This is a big deal for a lot of people. About 10% of people, as in 1 out of 10, are extremely sensitive to this. What is it? You know those aged cheeses? Do you know that prosciutto? Do you know those meats that are in the fridge in the store? Because they are aged by being there in a sort of natural state, they, because like anything in the world has bacteria, those bacteria will start to produce histamine. And the only way to counteract that production that happens during the aging is to freeze your meats. Because a lot of people are sensitive to the more aged meats, they need to buy and cook or eat from frozen. You have to understand that naturally, someone who eats aged meat is a loser, is a scavenger. True skilled hunters always eat their meat fresh. So how can we, I would love to know the expression in English, how can we kill two birds with one stone? Do you have that in English? Very, very, very easy. Are you recognizing what I am drawing here? Do you get it? If you don't, here it is. This will fix all of your issues on carnivore. All of them. For as long as you eat whenever you feel like it. Whenever. Don't ever restrict yourself. And also eat as much as you feel like. That's right, you must eat as much as you feel like. You must eat whenever you feel like. I personally have an ideal weight of 65 kilograms. I have no clue how much that is in pounds. And I tend to eat around 1 kilogram of meat per day. This is the equivalent of 9 quarter pounders per day. And I'm moderately active. I do a lot of walking, especially in sort of terrain. And I am in the cold because it's the winter, quite a few times a day. And yeah, I also rest a lot. But the thing is, I do a lot of movement. For sure, I am up, standing on my feet a lot. So moderate type of movement. And even though you don't understand the metric system, I personally, 100% have been eating between 1 and 2% of my ideal body weight. If you do the math, and some days I even eat a little bit more, sometimes I might eat a little bit less, it depends on the days, whatever. It's, if you do the math, around 1.5, 1.6% of my body weight per day. And only, I mean, this is not a pillar because it depends on the people. I mean, as much as histamine, to be honest, although you want to be not a loser, you want to be a successful hunter eating fresh. Salt only if you crave it. That's right. I don't crave any salt, so I never consume any salt. There is already sodium and chloride, the composition of salt, in your ground beef, so you don't need it. But what are you going to drink? I personally drink mineral water there is in pet bottles from actual spring mineral water in a pet bottle. This is my diet, 2 elements, just that every single day. You can see I have energy, it's the night, I have walked plenty today, I have played with the dogs, I have been doing business with people, I have talked with my parents on the phone, I have talked with friends, I have talked with my sister. I mean, yeah. And I have energy. I feel amazing. I feel fun. I've already recorded another video. So yeah, the carnivore diet works. Of course it has to work because animal based is only possible naturally, as in the wild, in the autumn. And when you're a baby, yeah, you have to be a baby in autumn to be able to eat animal based, as in consuming dairy and then consuming fruit and honey. Fruit and honey are only available in the autumn. Dairy is only available when your mother is lactating or your spouse is lactating. You get what I mean? So yeah, I do not recommend you go much further from ruminants because just like beef, lamb, goat, deer, bison, elk, whatever, they have 4 compartments in their stomach. That's why one of them is called a ruminant. Rumen, that's why they have their name. They have filtered out very well whatever they eat. I have tried, and I'm extremely sensitive. I had a bunch of chronic situations that medic people were telling me that I would have to consume a pill to live sort of by, to get by, to be able to be a functional human being every single day to the rest of my life. They said I was ADD, they said I was bipolar, they said I was OCD, they said I was, I don't know how to say in English. I mean, all the things that they have fun giving labels to people with. And I'm perfectly functional, I feel great. Yeah. Thank you for watching. On another note, I have stopped doing this type of videos. I built my audience around 300 subscribers doing classes like this. But I've since deviated from that and began doing reviews because I feel like I can share much more of my reasoning, much more of my experiences, much more of who I have become through so much experimenting, and the message that I want to deliver sometimes feels the need for some context, some content, somebody's example to comment on. If you actually value this more, do like 15 people already have done and unsubscribe. I will not be continuing to make this on a daily, that's not my plan. The most probable thing that will happen is I will continue to do things on the laptop. It is what it is. If you used to subscribe, I thank you for that. It helped me a lot seeing those numbers grow. This is the new direction I'm taking. I'm not hoping that you are coming. I just hope that you do what's best for you, what feels great, what makes you feel that you are being genuine with yourself. Bye bye.